We all know someone perpetually 15 minutes late to every appointment, or the one who ends up broke 48 hours after a promotion, or constantly spills coffee at the exact moment they need to look professional. We've been conditioned to call these moments bad luck. We frame them as external accidents, the result of a poor economy and bad genetics. But when these failures repeat with mathematical precision, they suggest a deeper level of coordination. They look less like accidents and more like the performance of a specific internal script. These recurring patterns represent a psychological system operating at peak efficiency, executing exact instructions it was given. To find those instructions, we have to look at the architecture of the human mind, which is built a lot like an iceberg. The part of your mind you actively experience, your logic, your surface-level decision-making, and your daily inner monologue, is just the visible tip. Above water is your 10% conscious awareness. Below the surface lies the 90% subconscious, holding your brain's true processing power. Down in the dark, this structure stores your automated habits, muscle memory, and dictates all recurring results in your daily life. A persistent, repeating problem indicates that a specific instruction is running deep within the subconscious code. This psychological base code is largely written during childhood. It compiles over years, built from how you were treated and the behaviors you absorbed from the people around you. Once installed, this code creates a core regulatory mechanism that dictates exactly what you achieve. Think of it as a self-image thermostat. This animated dial illustrates exactly how the mechanism operates. If your internal programming identifies you as a struggling person, your life is locked to that temperature. If you get an unexpected windfall or land a great job, the system immediately recognizes the heat spike and forces the temperature back down to your baseline. When circumstances get a little too good, the subconscious initiates active sabotage. You might impulsively spend that excess money or pick a fight, ruining a stable relationship, entirely to cool reality back down to a familiar level. We do not get what we consciously want. We get the exact reality our subconscious believes we deserve. This brings us to a critical flaw in human mental software. Our brains naturally fixate on targets through negative visualization. Consider a simple cognitive rule. If I tell you, don't think of a pink elephant, your brain has no choice. It must immediately construct an image of a pink elephant just to process the sentence. We apply this flaw to our behavior constantly. When a coach yells, "Don't miss the shot," or a driver grips the wheel and thinks, "Don't hit that tree," the brain actively visualizes the exact failure state. Your subconscious acts like a magnet. It doesn't process the word "don't." It simply locks on to the dominant visual thought and moves your body relentlessly toward it. Chronic worrying is the act of actively, mentally rehearsing failure. Every time you fixate on a worst-case scenario, you are programming your subconscious to execute a disaster. This mind-body connection goes beyond dropping a tennis racket or crashing a car. Corrupted mental software ultimately destroys physical hardware. When you harbor chronic anxiety, hidden fears, or a sense of victimhood, your brain triggers stress responses that generate physiological toxins. These chemicals spread through your system, rapidly manifesting as physical illness. Conversely, positive states trigger chemical repair. Author Norman Cousins recovered from a crippling connective tissue disease by treating himself with high doses of vitamin C and hours of Marx Brothers comedies. He found that deep, genuine laughter released natural endorphins that acted as painkillers and helped repair his body. A chronically sick, fatigued, or accident-prone body is very often the physical manifestation of an unresolved subconscious mental conflict. If we are trapped by bad code and negative images, the obvious question is how we actively rewrite our script to change our output. A classic study on basketball free throws perfectly illustrates the mechanics of mental reprogramming. This chart compares the performance of two different groups over a month. The first group practiced physical throws on the court and saw a noticeable improvement. But the second group, which only sat and imagined shooting free throws, improved their accuracy almost as much as the physical practitioners. The core scientific mechanism driving this is simple. The subconscious cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined event and physical reality. From the assembly lines of Henry Ford to the lunar landing, these outcomes were mentally rehearsed long before they were physically achieved. Neil Armstrong spent his childhood obsessively visualizing aviation and spaceflight, utilizing this exact imaginative mechanism to lock his internal thermostat to success. To break a bad behavioral loop, you must consciously feed your brain vivid, highly detailed imagery of the exact end result you want, effectively starving the images of what you fear. To safely install this new code, you have to forcefully close the old corrupted background programs. That means letting go of grudges, dropping your deep resentments, and refusing to hold past guilt. Living in the memory of past trauma or waiting for some future milestone to finally allow yourself to be happy are cognitive traps. These traps constantly drain your system's energy. The only place where true change, real happiness, and execution can physically occur is strictly within the present moment. When you force your attention to the right now and consciously elevate your self-image, you demand better treatment. You begin making choices that bend external reality to match your new internal baseline. The external world doesn't need to change for you to be happy. Your reality only changes